spook me.
Sorry, didn't mean to spook you.
Taking the bed apart.
Oh no.
60,000 miles. Gotta clean it up. And then, cool thing is when this is all said and done, I'll be able to burn all the wood.
That's the best part, right?
It's like kiln dried cedar, so it's gonna be a nice fire.
Nice.
Did you get some more tea?
Yes.
What kind of tea?
Hibiscus tea with honey.
Hibiscus tea with honey. Where's mine?
Well, you don't want any tea, right?
I didn't want any tea.
Exactly.
Good morning, guys. We're taking our truck to Grant County Truck Bodies in Wisconsin. We are getting a flatbed installed. It's a Hillsboro flatbed. It's 2000 series, which is the cheaper version, but it should serve its purposes perfectly. Hopefully we're going to get a couple boxes on it and things like that, so it should be a big change for us. We're going to have a lot of stuff to figure out with how to reattach the camper to it and the tie downs and all of that stuff. But we'll have a couple days after we get the flatbed back to get the camper loaded up. So we're headed there right now. We found a campground that's only 0.7 miles from it, so if we needed to come back and get something out of the truck, we can. It's actually walkable distance. Here it is. Boom. We should be getting one of these. I don't know if this is the exact size, but let's get the shiny metal in the back. Headache rack. Steel frame, but the rest of it's aluminum. However, I was looking at this. This is the 2500. And it's got a 25,000 pound hitch on it. So I'm gonna ask them about it before we finalize the deal here. What do you think?
Exciting changes. I think our setup will look completely different, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see it.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around what it's going to look like. We went back and forth over the 2500 versus the 2000 series. I think it comes down to the squareness is going to work better for us. So we went with the 2000 series. It's also about 1.5 inches lower, which is better. Plus, they don't have the boxes, the underbed boxes for the 2500. So we're going to just go with the 2000. So that's a done deal. All right, I guess that's it. This is our rental car from the truck bed place.
We'll know once we get the bed set down on there, but...
Yeah, I guess those could just come off. So this is like a spacer.
Right, this, and it has to clear this. That's just a vent.
Okay, pretty filthy.
60,000 miles, 64,
Yep.
63.
So this is it, huh? Boy, you gotta cut all that off.
Yeah, because that's got that, that's all formed. With that other neck that's got the capless thing, so we'll put a neck on that's actually got a cap on it.
Okay. our bed. It sure does.
And a lot of the boxes, look at this.
Yeah, the boxes are really nice.
Oh, that's really nice.
A little bit more space. We should have keys with them too. And we got the diesel fill and the def fill. Well, I can certainly access underneath the truck easier now. Yeah, he said that they were going to put...
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. He had to kind of redesign it. They put the camera in. They even angled it down. They got the dual lights. I got both of the, whatever you call those things, the 7-pin things.
This is great.
This is Jesse, and he did, I assume, most of the work on this.
Yeah, I did all the work on it. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I know that there's a lot more to it than just bolting it on, which is what I thought. Take the old one off, bolt the new one on. Not the story.
Yeah, there's a lot of fabricating on it. Because you have to think, okay, so you have the depth. You have to not only cut it out of the cup, you also have to make it fit with the bracket, and you still have to make, everything fill and give that a spot. Then obviously you have your toolbox has to get mounted. He had old brackets here that held the camper in. Took those off to make the toolboxes fit a lot better. Fuel fill per se, you have to make that work. You have to cut the hose for that, and then run it up to here. And now he's got a cap right here, weld in the bracket, and the straps to hold it down onto here. Same as back here. You got all the customizing, making the mud flaps work with everything. You have the sensors across the back. You have the camera. And then for you, this will work really good. You have your splitter. So you have your 7 ways that work. I make a bracket so you have a perfect view of your hitch. When you have your hitch in here, you should see it just
Awesome.
perfect. Spare tire access here. A lot of times you do see when you're driving down the road, you see a melted mud flap. We add this dinger, and we also add the exhaust tip. So it makes it so that you'll never have the mud flap melt off. See, here's your other toolbox. On your truck, you will see it'll say like backup light out, because there's not really much you can do with that, but you'll see the backup lights do work on the bed. The newer trucks are starting to get better about it, OEM style, to start making stuff plug and play, but a lot of truck manufacturers, for a long time, it was really hard to make the wiring work with the bed.
So when I put it in reverse, it's going to tell me the tail light's out.
Yes,
the backup
for the
lights.
backup light, but I can show you right now, everything does work perfect. And here's like another thing. So I had to make this bed fit to give you a nice fit. I had to actually notch this out.
I saw that.
Here to make it so that it gave you a tighter fit. It is a little bit higher than your stock bed was.
About how much do you think?
And you can actually look at it here. So your stock bed sits on top of this putt here, and see, there's your hitch. So that's about 6 inches.
6 inches higher than the factory bed. Okay.
Yep.
Which is quite a bit, actually.
We made yours sit as low as we could.
Well, it looks great. I appreciate it.
No problem.
We're excited. Now I just got to go figure out how to load up the camper with this now. Just to slide off on the way back.
It's so shiny. Looks really nice.
All right, let's go home.
All right.
It looks so different now. Got some alignment marks on the bed. I reused my old bed mat. This used to live underneath our little cedar wooden platform. So that's as centered as I can get it. It's 9 3/8 from here to here. I'm trying to figure out what to do about this lip, because the weight's going to be here, but then you're going to have this bump. So I either need to trim this so it doesn't have a lump in it, because all the weight's going to get transferred right there on the frame. Well, we got it on for the first time. Took a little longer than usual because I wanted to get it perfectly centered so that I can draw some alignment marks. But looks totally different. I need to get some boxes to fill that. So looks like it moved a little bit, but we got about that much gap here. A little different over here. It's all right though. Yeah, it walked over when I dropped it. Touching right there. Those are gonna have to wait until I get around to it. It's all coiled up right there. for now the old tie downs work. Connected here. And I kind of hooked it underneath here. And I didn't want any chafing, so I had some old fuel line kicking around. Zip tied it, provide a little protection. So that works, still access to fuel. The legs fit. I won't be able to bring the feet up all the way. I'll have to bring them up to, say, like here. You can see they would hit. Maybe not, but maybe not actually. This is old and it's rubber, but it's not super grippy. So I'm kind of concerned that the camper is going to slide maybe side to side or front to back. At this angle, it shouldn't slide back too much, but side to side possibly. Luckily, these ribs should hopefully hold it in place. We'll see. When we had the bed, I could never see the center of gravity sticker, but I had figured it out. I'd marked it up here and I knew I was good, but you can see we're just in front. I'll definitely either need to get extensions or I'll have to remember to put down some blocks because this is a little bit higher, like maybe 3 or 4 inches higher than the old bed. So it definitely pushes the legs to their max. We went up till it started to click and I still had that much clearance. Our biggest issue is when we're in rough areas. I need as much flexibility as I can to get it up there. I decided to line the bottom of the boxes with the leftover cedar. It's going to protect the bottom, and then it's going to give me a bunch of blocks if I ever need them. It's also very light and rot resistant, so even if it gets wet in there, it shouldn't be terrible. I'll check it occasionally though. Love the boxes. I don't even know what I'm going to put in them yet.
I'm gonna go say hi to the cows. Let's go.
Place is beautiful though. It's like such a classic scene.
It's like a perfect little farm.
Yeah.
Like rolling hills and...
Hi cow. Moo, 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 moo. I'm still practicing my cow. This is the spot right here. Set your chairs up. Quite a view. Look at that. Alright guys, so while we were at the campground, it was awfully windy and most of what I recorded wasn't usable. So I think the overall point of this video is to just share we got a flatbed, but since we actually had it installed and we've gotten to our new destination up here in Michigan, we've only put on about 300 miles and that was what, in I think a day.
Yeah.
So we really don't have a lot of experience with it yet. The top of our camper is now 4 inches higher than it was, and that's actually after removing 2 inches of that cedar platform. So I think the overall bed height was 6 inches higher, which was higher than I expected.
Yeah.
But the additional space that we have and the ease of loading, I think more than offset for the extra height. So I'd say the biggest downside that I see right now is the additional height, but everything else I absolutely love. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like height-wise, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it does add, like what, you said 4 inches
It's about
maybe?
4 inches for us. When we're backing under, like she's always been the spotter, and you can just see, like, is it gonna hit? No, you're good, drive. We have everything off. We've been washing and waxing everything. I put my little alignment marks on, so when I put the rubber mat back down, it's super easy.
We'll update you more when we put more miles on our flatbed. It's been only a couple of days of driving, so we don't really have enough experience. So stay tuned.
Make sure you leave your thoughts and comments down in the question.
Nope.
So make sure you leave your thoughts and questions down in the comments.
And if you like this video, make sure to click thumbs up. It really helps us, and consider subscribing to our channel. That helps us too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.